of congratulations coming to light from the Prime Minister, from the ministers, and from across the globe. People congratulating ISRO. And the latest statement from ISRO as well coming to light is that of the launch of Aditya L1 by PSLV C-57 is accomplished successfully, and the vehicle has been placed, the satellite, precisely into its intended orbit. India's first solar observatory has begun its journey to the destination of Sun-Earth L1 point. And that, of course, is the statement coming out from ISRO team. And now we have on our screens, viewers, the Prime Minister also congratulating the ISRO scientists, stating after the success of Chandrayaan-3, India continues its space journey. Congratulations to our scientists and engineers at ISRO for successful launch of India's first solar mission, Aditya L1. Our tireless scientific efforts will continue in order to develop better understanding of the universe for the welfare of the entire humanity. And that is something that the Prime Minister had also spoken about during the successful landing of Chandrayaan-3 as well, where he had stated that space exploration is not something that just happens in a vacuum. There is a relation on the development that takes place on Earth as well, in the advancement of technology that can be used on Earth as well. And that is the mission with which we are looking at India's space exploration expanding by the day. And let me straight away go across to my colleagues on the ground. Varshini is joining us from Sriharikota. Varshini, good afternoon. What's happening around you? A lot of excitement, messages of congratulations coming to light from across the globe. What's happening around you? You had students as well who had been witnessing this historic moment, scientists who had been witnessing this historic moment, who made it possible for the maiden launch of solar exploration, India's mission. Over to you, Varshini.
Well, absolutely, yes. Now that, the Aditya L1 mission has been successfully launched into the space, it is definitely a milestone that the Indian Space Research Organization has achieved today. And it took almost 1 hour and 3 minutes for this satellite to get successfully launched into the space. And particularly, if you see, this is going to be, maneuvering around the Earth's orbit a few times, and only then it will be ejected into the Sun-Earth orbit, and that is when it will enter into the halo orbit, which is the Lagrange point 1. Therefore, this is going to take 125 days approximately for this satellite to successfully go there. But for now, it is into the space, it is into the Earth orbit, and that is what the first step of success has been considered for now. And while the ISRO chairman Somnath spoke right after the successful launch, he mentioned about how this is a very successful mission, and the mission is successful. The entire project will also hopefully be successful as per plan, is what he stated. And while the director of the mission of the PSLV, Mr. Biju, spoke, he also spoke about how this is a very important launch for PSLV, as it marks 59th launch of using the PSLV rocket, which is also one of India's very, very famous and very, very popular rocket because of its successful launches in the past. And he also mentioned about how the PSLV has been their very important rocket, and they have been using it for very important missions, and that is why today it has come in very handy for this launch. And therefore, while the Minister of State Jitendra Singh was speaking, he also mentioned about how, there has been constant push from the government of India to make sure that the space research is being, provided with all the facilities so that they can go ahead with carrying out such missions and come up with a lot more successes. Therefore, this is definitely a very important day, because this launch has now been officially declared as successful, and the satellite has been injected into the Earth's orbit. And after a few maneuvers, we will be seeing seeing it moving towards the Sun-Earth Lagrange point, so that this is a longer journey. This is not, Chandrayaan had like a 42-day journey, but this would take around 125 days journey for it to reach that hollow orbit, the Lagrange point 1. So that is what we are going to wait for. And they have also mentioned about how scientists around the different space centers in India will be constantly monitoring this. It is not only going to be restricted to this one or two space centers, but everywhere all the scientists and all the teams who worked for this, including every other places like the UR Rao Space Center, etc., will all be focusing and monitoring this satellite and how it is being able to properly go as per the plan and reach the hollow orbit and the Lagrange point 1. So we'll have to wait for another 125 days to hear another happy news from the ISRO themselves. For now, Indians, the people of our country, can rejoice this happy launch that is taking place at Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota.
Well, that's right.